with asbestos. And
It's not at the town
There's
level.
two separate dumpsters there, so I assume there's separation, but maybe it's all.
Probably
Who's
just metal
separating?
and garbage.
All I see is a big hook.
Alright, I'd like to call the special select board meeting of Thursday, October 12th, 2023 to order. Item 2 is additions or deletions to the agenda.
I move to delete consideration of pay orders from the agenda. I move to add to the agenda as item 3, authorization for VLCT passive insurance renewal. Phew.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item 3, authorize VLCT passive insurance renewal.
This just hit Tina a couple of weeks ago, but with her being out a bunch, it just came to me this afternoon. This actually is due tomorrow, and it's just to do the paperwork to have them give us a proposal. So it's just, she needs authorization to do it, that's all. We don't have figures yet, they don't have dollar amounts ready for us.
And Jim's question?
Okay. And what we would do is put this on the agenda for next week.
No, I don't think he had the answer anyway.
Well, I think this is just.
It's I thought it was in general, I'm just making sure.
It is.
Yeah, it is in general. It's saying they receive the company as a
Yeah.
whole receive claims for property not scheduled, which just means that
But not
they
from
want
us.
you to list all your individual stuff so they can charge you
Charge them
for
more.
each thing. Yeah.
Alright, anyone can make a motion?
I move to authorize the town treasurer to take the necessary steps and execute any documents necessary to renew the town's insurance coverages for the calendar year 2024 with the Vermont League of Cities and Towns Property and Casualty Intermunicipal Fund.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 4 is roads and bridges. 4 is update storm damage and recovery. The only update I can think of is Cobble Ridge Bridge was cleared by the state and our engineers and is open now.
Yay.
Unless you guys got anything else.
Just that the temporary access is closed.
The culvert's gonna be in on Monday for Spring Hill Road supposedly.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask about that. So, so,
Monday's delivery dates, according to the text I got this morning.
Yeah,
And-
that's the
and
email
then-
we got. And
so
then
if
work
that-
will be started Monday.
so if that is, if it arrives Monday, the road could potentially be open by when? Sorry.
It's gotta be paved, but we can probably open it before then.
We could open it before it gets paid, yeah.
As long as the guardrails are up, we can open it.
Right.
I don't
So-
think it's a terribly long process, honestly.
So he made it sound pretty quick.
Yeah, he'll be done within a day or two.
And he knows where.
I just had
waiting.
people asking, that's all.
Yep.
So,
It might be fair to say that there's a chance within the week, within next week.
so that might look like, if the delivery happens on the 16th, then potentially by the 23rd, it could be open.
I think that's probably fair
No,
to say.
nothing's binding, of course, just,
Right.
That's a good target.
We'll have an update on Monday.
I mean, he wants to get it done because he's got other stuff to do.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
stop in before the meeting Monday. See how it's going.
Well, I figured he'd touch base.
great, that's good news.
We should know Monday for sure if it lands.
Also, we've got 2 separate meetings with FEMA tomorrow. One's at 10 o'clock with our local guy who's going through all our
PD.
public assistance work. And then there's another meeting that was with some other folks from FEMA from just for 1 hour, from noon to 1.
Is that more regarding the public
Yes.
response?
I think so. It's not real clear.
Yeah.
They just connected this last week, and I think what's important is me dealing with Mike Berenson, our on-the-ground person who's working with us on the, on getting projects properly listed with the state, with the feds, and Bill Kearns and I received a a notice that we have to upload some new information, and so that'll be something clear with Mike tomorrow. It's just really a check-in, something we asked for, it's not that FEMA asked for, because we just want to make sure we're,
On track and moving
yeah,
forward.
right, and that we're not missing anything. Because he's got other towns he's paying attention to, we want to make sure he pays attention to us.
Alright, moving on to 4B, review bids and award contract for Lane Grove Road repair project.
In the meeting packet, we've got all the invitation to bid and all the responses. If you just go to page 2 in the packet, that's a bid tabulation. And so for Lane Grove Road repairs, actually for each, we got 3 different bids, which is great. For Lane Grove Road, is Amity Construction came in at $25,000, Hunter Excavation $23,000, Waters Excavation $44,430. It's nice to see 2 bids so close at the lower end.
I mean, probably just a little less because he's got his pit right there, all material.
Mm-hmm.
And being that they're both familiar and both, I think we have enough of a track record to say that they would both do a good job. It's probably fair just to go with the lowest bid.
Yep.
Is there any value to, because both companies have bid on both projects and one comes in slightly higher and one comes in, I mean, they trade off. If you see what I'm saying. Hunter came in low on Lane Grove, Amity came in low on Thompsonburg, but for a total,
It's a difference of 200.
can you lump them together, I guess is my question, and go with the overall low? Is there any value to that?
I think there's enough distance between the 2 projects.
Mhm.
Mobilization separates the 2 projects essentially anyway.
Yeah, the contract has to be for each project. We bid them out, and then with FEMA, they want, $1 amount for each one, but I hear what you're saying.
I do see your point as well.
But if we get 2 different companies working on both projects, we'll probably get them done quicker.
Could get them done quicker in theory.
Yeah.
One at each one.
Yep, that would be ideal.
Are one of these projects closer to the jobs that Wesley's doing for us now?
He's on Spring Hill Road.
He's on Spring Hill Road, so not really.
Okay.
It's interesting that Hunter came in, we'll talk about Thompsonburg when we get there, sorry, anywho, okay.
Anyone can make a motion.
I move to accept the bid from Hunter Excavation in the lump sum amount of $23,000 for storm-related roadway repairs to Langrove Road, which was submitted in response to the town's 10/2/2023 invitation to bid and the addendum of 10/11/2023, and to authorize the town administrator to execute any documents necessary for the hiring of the contractor to provide the necessary services.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And 4C is review bids and award contract for Thompsonburg Road repairs project.
I'm guessing you were gonna say.
His pit's right here,
Right,
and it's
Thompsonburg
on Thompsonburg Road, and he's higher than Amity, but it's just funny, sorry, it's neither here nor there.
In the whole scope of things, they're very close, but
Yeah.
because we know the quality of the work, again, I think the low bid is just what we need.
Yep.
Can make that motion?
I don't know. Wesley does a bunch for us.
Both of them do work for us, right?
Dollar for dollar, Hunter did a lot more for us during the storm.
And he's continuing
Okay, I
to
don't
right
know
now.
what's
all
got-
the-
All right,
All the materials coming out of Hunter's pit too,
okay.
like hundreds.
I don't have email.
Well, Wes will probably buy material for that from
Money.
Hunter anyway. He's driving right by there, so
Mhm.
who knows? He may or may not. But.
Cool.
Well, and I think in the whole scheme of things, we want to spread it out, but in fairness to the taxpayers, if somebody can be consistently competitive, they're going to be consistently employed by the town.
Well, I also like the idea of 2 jobs potentially happening at the same time, getting things done more quickly before the
Yeah.
snow flies.
Because paving depends on both jobs.
Yeah.
That's right. You gotta get these done quickly.
Yeah.
And one of the things we did do is
Bigger operation.
originally we asked for the work to be done by November 15th. We pulled back to November 1st with an addendum the other day because of coordination with the paver.
Yeah,
So, but they're still both okay with it.
perfect.
We also have Waters Excavating. They did not show up at the site visits. So I don't know anything about otherwise. They do some work locally, is my understanding.
They did the underdrain work for the repaving of Route 11 through town. They were, it was a V-Trans project though, it wasn't.
Right. We did have Daniels Construction come and visit both the sites, but they did not bid. They're mostly bridge work. Rutland, Barry? Yeah, Rutland, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what somebody said.
So you're saying that both of these jobs should be done by November 1?
Yeah.
Right.
With the scope of the work too, that's pretty reasonable, I think.
And they wanted, and the reason we made this happen tonight is they want to hear as soon as possible. So I'll shoot them an email tonight, so they'll know, and I'll have a contract ready by Monday.
So hopefully we can get it done as quick as possible and get the paving done.
Yep.
And even though Wes has the Spring Hill Road job starting, I mean, he has multiple machines too. I don't know what his plans are, if he's gonna have them both going on at the same time. He didn't say, but I think he's got some bandwidth to get stuff done.
And like you said, they're both qualified.
Yeah.
And we can make that.
I just want to also mention that for Thompsonburg, we did put in the addendum that we would be allowing them to close the road, except for local traffic, for 2 days, just to move the project along.
What's the plan for making that public? Because that's a cut through. It's heavily used, AM and PM.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, people who know will probably use Cross Road to Under the Mountain Road. Others will use Middle.
I mean, just more of the general public who, not people who just cut through to circumvent having to go.
The road will be
Middletown.
closed
There'll
at
be a
Route
sign.
11 and Route 100 also.
We'll have
So
signage up.
you won't get to the site before you figure it out.
Right. I guess I'm just thinking maybe if we know when that's gonna happen, we can let people know a couple days ahead of time.
Yeah, we did say in the addendum, it's supposed to let us know 2 days ahead of time.
Great.
And one thing we can try to do is maybe get, just get a letter to people on the road saying, in the coming weeks, this is gonna happen.
Yeah. I think that would be the right thing to do.
I would move to accept the bid from Amity Construction in the lump sum amount of $14,000 for storm-related roadway repairs to Thompsonburg Road, which was submitted in response to the town's 10/2/2023 invitation to bid and the addendum of 10/11/2023, and to authorize town administrator to execute any documents necessary for the hiring of the contractor to provide necessary services.
Well, good job. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And just before we get too far gone, I know that the governor extended the use of Hunter's Pit or all pits in the state, and I believe that date is October 15th that he might make another decision. Is any of this gonna be affected if he says, go back to the original contract?
I don't think any of the contracts that we have out there right now would be affected. I know that there will be in nearby towns if it does go completely back to zero,
Well,
but
we have Cohen Road. I was gonna put that out to bid tomorrow.
No.
So that's playing in the water a little bit. And then also Rose Road, potentially.
well, and the only reason I guess it is that same regulation lift, are you talking about gravel pits or are you talking about working in the river or both? I mean,
All of the above, but I know that his, Hunter's original gravel pit contract would have been finished by now.
Contract or?
Well, his
Authorization.
authorization, his permit, I'm sorry, contract is the wrong word, his permit.
Well, one thing that, just based on past experiences, I think that if there's work that needs to be done, the state is gonna allow work in the rivers. As far as like his permit, I can't really say how they're gonna treat that necessarily, but I do think that there is lenience when, if the state is aware that there is a bunch of work left to do, there's high potential they'll extend it, or just continue with lenience anyway.
I know when he was talking.
For the extracting of the gravel in the pit.
I would speak more to working in the rivers later in the year,
Well, his pit
but
ends October 16th for the multiple trips in and out and stuff.
right, that part
And the
might
blasting,
stick.
and he has to go back to his normal rules, all the pits do. The
And-
rules were null and void until October 16th.
Right.
Well, his
Right.
pit will be shut down because he doesn't have the permits with the town yet.
I thought he did.
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think.
It was for summer.
I don't believe he's finalized his whole.
His request
The
was
way he
for
talked the
summer.
other day was, after the 16th, he goes back to normal, because he was talking about tarping our truck, that we're hauling out of there without a tarp is against his rules.
Yes,
And
that is
as of
true.
October 16th, we
I don't-
can't haul out of his pit anymore. 'Cause we're
Maybe he
on
does
tarp.
have his permits from town,
Whoa.
but I'm not aware of it.
I don't know. I
Well,
don't think it
and-
does. I don't think it allows for as much blasting. as
No,
is happening.
no, the blasting was, I mean, if I recall, and I don't have it in front of me, but from that meeting, that his blasting was, it was a specific amount of time, and it was August. It was like 2 times in August, I believe. For blasting, and then the hauling was from like 7 to 4, and it was restricted on how many times. But I believe that that permit would have been expired by now.
Yeah. Well,
So
and I think.
I'll have to go back and do my homework, but I know
Yeah.
that this has truly been it's been an extension
Yeah.
that had nothing to do with the original.
No, this was an emergency declaration opening all pits in the state.
Right,
Yeah.
until October 16th.
Right.
As far as I know, his permit ran out with the town. If he hasn't re-upped it, that pit will be closed.
That's my understanding. And just to be
Pretty sure
clear
he's got
too,
his town, or his state permit, but I don't think he's got the town yet.
Well,
There-
then with these, he's not hauling out of his pit, if that's the case.
Hmm?
I said, then with these, he's not gonna haul out of his pit, if that's the case then, right?
I guess, yeah.
well, and just to be clear, because I have been unclear at times too, is that there are 2 pits on that road, one of which has been fully reclaimed at this point that I'm aware of anyway. Rose Pit, which is the first one on the left, that one is totally done and like
I don't know.
topsoiled over.
They had lights there the other day. I don't know if they're working in there. I think they're working in that pit.
Been working in.
So that emergency
Reclaiming, they're like the reclaiming part
They're
is what's
taking
going
more-
on now.
material out of that pit.
Yeah. The emergency declaration.
That allowed
the government
that-
Opens all pits in the state to go to work.
As far as I
Get
know,
stuff
it was
done.
taking out of.
Emergency trumps all.
I guess so. So the one, well, I mean, I guess it's both then. I don't know.
Well,
thought
then
it was
I-
otherwise, but
Rose Road was
I-
gonna be shut down and reclaimed. That was what he.
Rose pit,
Yeah.
closed.
the first one.
The first
yeah.
one was gonna be closed. That's
And
what
was not gonna be used at all this summer.
He didn't get, no, that was gonna be shut down, period. He got it, he didn't go forward with his permit to the state for that one. Only for his pit out further down the road. Unless he's got the town permits, which I can't say he does or doesn't, that pit will be shut down if he doesn't. Unless the emergency declaration is extended.
And nobody has any feeling if that's gonna be extended or not.
I haven't heard anything.
I would talk to Will, as the administrator.
My feeling is that if there's a need, they will. But
I understand that.
Yeah, I don't know, I haven't heard anything, but I'm just,
Yeah.
based on talking with other people in the business. I think that typically if there's a, you know, if there's still a lot of work to be done and material needed, that they will
course.
extend it.
Well, we can,
I understand.
we can figure that stuff out for Monday's meeting. You know, we have 10 minutes left. Move on to item D, review bids and award contract for winter road salt.
I did a bid tabulation on that also, and that is on page 28.
Thank you for the tabulations.
Now, this one I included previous year's bids, what the low bids were, and also on the bottom put some budget information. And what the budget was, what we actually spent. You know, it's tough to get it right, but we're increasing it every year.
Do you have a preference on either of these two companies, Josh?
I mean, we've had good luck with Appalachia, you know, the material's dry, you don't hear any towns complaining about it.
And it's cheaper.
I mean, I'm fine to stay with them.
Okay, make that motion.
I move to accept a bid from Appalachia, what do they call it? Appalachia LLC for FY 2024 and supply and delivery of winter road salt in the amount of $91.90 per ton, and to authorize the town administrator to execute any documents necessary for the hiring of the contractor to provide the necessary materials and services.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I had to stop 4 times.
Anything on the case to make?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Do Carter say why they weren't able to bid?
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I